सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। We chant the first verse of Atmabodha. Tapobhikshina papanam shantanam vitaraginam mumukshunam apekshoyam atmabodho vidhiyate. So Hari Om and salutations to all. In Atmabodha we have come up to verse number 37 and we saw about the negation of my false identification with the body, mind and intellect. The three bodies, gross body, subtle body, causal body, how I am not these and I am of the nature of pure consciousness. And last verse that we saw spoke about how through steady contemplation, evam nirantar abhyasta brahmaivasmiti vasana. Steady contemplation, when we do that I am Satchidananda Swarup, I am not this BMI, the vasana for that Supreme Brahman, that will become more and more stronger and that will reduce our Jiva vasana. The vasana that I am this body, it will reduce. And it will destroy avidya vikshepan, harati avidya vikshepan. And by itself the Brahma vasana will also dissolve by itself. Just like the medicine. Roganiva rasayanam, like the medicine destroys the germs or the pathogens and then it will dissolve by itself in the same way. So now what is the process of contemplation? That is what is said in the 38th verse. It is indicated. So a lot of people want to meditate. Nowadays everybody wants to meditate. You know, even before one knows what is meditation, why one has to do meditation, one just wants to meditate. And the strange thing is, if you tell there's a meditation course, people will come into the course, they will enroll. And from the moment the session starts, they will sit with eyes closed, hands in their lap, as though from the beginning it is going to be meditation. Even if you are explaining the instructions, what is meditation, what has to be done, what are the steps, they need to listen. But straight from the beginning. Actually, meditation. So let me ask one simple question. If I say this sentence, I am doing meditation, is it right or wrong? You can unmute, answer, and mute back. I am doing meditation, is it right or wrong?
Meditation is a state, it's a noun, it's not a verb.
You say I am in meditation.
It is wrong. It should be I am meditating.
I am meditating. Okay. I am doing meditation is not correct.
No, it's not something you do. It is like somebody said, it's a state you are in.
So I am meditating means that only, no then?
Yeah, actually, in meditation, you are in a trance. You're with your own self.
No, it's also in meditation, what you are meditating, what are you contemplating on? So you can't be in meditation without the contemplation part, Swamiji, which you explained earlier.
Correct. So the question is meditation a process or is meditation the destination? What is
It's a process.
It's a process.
It's a process.
If it is a process, then I can do meditation. No?
The destination.
Verb, right?
Maybe there should be no I in the meditation, so it shouldn't be like I am meditating.
So am meditating is okay. I can.
Yeah, well, there should be no I. If you're truly meditating, then you are supposed to have transcended your BMI, so to speak. If you're really meditating.
So if you have transcended the BMI, is it a state or is it a process? That's the question.
It's a state. It's a state.
The
It's a state.
State.
So it's a destination. It's a
Ah,
destination.
that is to be clear. Meditation is a noun. The word meditation is a noun. So it is a state and it is the destination.
Yeah.
It is my true self. The true nature of ours is meditation. Because meditation is the fourth state of consciousness. Waking, dream, deep sleep.
And why can't you say I am in meditation while I'm in meditation wrong?
No, I am in meditation is better than saying I am doing meditation.
Yeah, okay.
That is there no doubt. I am in meditation because meditation is a state.
Yeah.
But it is a permanent state. It is not a state like waking, dream, deep sleep which comes and goes. So technically speaking, meditation means self-realization. And hence it is not a process. It is a state. And once a person gets established in that state, that person never forgets oneself, that one never thinks I am the body, mind, intellect. The process which leads us to that state is called contemplation. So when people say that I am doing meditation, technically that is a wrong expression because you cannot do. It's like saying I'm doing waking. I cannot do waking. I can be in waking. So the destination that is reached is called meditation. The process of learning to withdraw from everything outside to realize the self, that process is called contemplation or nididhyasan. So dhyan is the avastha, nididhyasan is the process. So what one has to know, what is that nididhyasan first and then what is dhyan? Dhyan is the state of consciousness. What we have been learning as Atma so far, that Atma is equal to dhyan. I don't have to do dhyan as a process on the Atma. Nididhyasan on Atma can be done. Dhyan is Atma. Meditation is equal to self, is equal to realization, is equal to turiya avastha, is equal to fourth state of consciousness, is equal to moksha. All mean same thing. And so it is the destination where I become effortlessly aware of who am I. That is called meditation, the state. So we made a nice acronym of this word meditation. Mind engaged in deep inquiry, total awareness, transcending its own nature. That is called meditation. I'm just going to type it here in the chat so you will know. You can read it there. It will come to you. Mind engaged in deep inquiry, total awareness, transcending its own nature. This is the acronym of meditation. Just to understand that state which one attains by transcending one's nature as a finite entity, that state is called meditation. And this definition also includes a part of contemplation. Mind which is engaged in deep inquiry and total awareness. It is not a blank state. When the mind has become quiet and I am continuously contemplating on the self, pure consciousness, that process is contemplation, which leads us to transcend the mind. That state of transcendence of the mind is actually called meditation. And so all spiritual practices ultimately are for me to come to this state. Meditation, that's why Gurudev Swami Chinmaya used to say, is the highest vocation in life. It is the last thing to do. But practice of single pointedness, purifying the mind, japa, those things can be done before, because those are methods to integrate the mind, to quieten the mind. And study has to happen to understand what is that Atma. But many times people do meditation for other things. So one meditates Technically, one should say contemplates. So one contemplates on the Atma to realize the self. That is the purpose of contemplation, and the nature of Atma is meditation. But people do this practice for what? Reduce the BP, reduce cholesterol, become more quieter, get some little peace of mind, remove stress, remove agitation. Or some people improve concentration. Some people do to get more powers, more siddhis. Or some people meditate on what we say, the secret, so the law of attraction. So they will visualize that I am so wealthy that I will ultimately become wealthy. Or I am very healthy, or people love me very much, or I am very popular, and they give energy to that. And then what one thinks about, one brings about in one's life. So those are actually practices which are done. We cannot call that as meditation, because today the word meditation is being used very casually. Laughing meditation, talking meditation, walking meditation. Anything that I do with a certain concentration or for a certain objective, positive objective, or to get out of some negativity is not called meditation. The process is actually contemplation if I use it to know the self. And in Vedanta, that's the main objective of that. Others are secondary results. It will come. For a seeker, that is not the focus. For the seeker, the focus is I want to know that absolute self. Meditation is the state of that self. And practice is called contemplation. So the seeker will use this practice to reach that. So it's like saying I can use a diamond as a paperweight, or I can use a diamond as what diamond really is meant for. So we have to decide what do we want to do this practice for. The purpose of this practice of contemplation must become very clear. For the seeker who is a mumukshu, who wants to know the Atma, the main purpose is this, that I want to know who am I. If one wants to do it for any other purpose, there is nothing wrong in it, but one should know that the ultimate that I can achieve through this process of contemplation is that. And so the other step, if I am not using this process of contemplation to detach from the BMI and attach to the self, then that is not called nididhyasana or contemplation. That is called upasana, concentration. Upasana means to sit near. Upa means near. Asana means to sit. So upasana means to sit near. Sit near what? Whatever is my objective. If I want darshan of Bhagwan, then I meditate on the form of the Lord. I'm using the word meditate because we are familiar with it. Otherwise, I should actually say concentrate. So I concentrate on the form of the Lord, or I take the name of the Lord. I do some japa, sing some bhajan, or do some puja. If I want that. If I want, like we said, BP has to reduce, cholesterol, then I focus on the breath. Or I can focus on some auto-suggestion, or I can do some visualization, like I said about the secret. Visualize being successful, being happy, being loved, being popular. All those are actually upasanas, or concentration of the mind. Because as we think, so we will become. Now, as we think, so we will become is the law that applies as far as the mind is concerned. And within the realm of the mind and the finite, whatever I want to achieve, I can apply as I think, so I become. When I want to transcend the mind, the process available is only one, that is contemplate on the nature of the self or on nature of Bhagwan. Devotee completely surrenders, saying I am zero, you are everything. Or the Vedantin will say, I am zero, I am not the BMI, but my nature is pure consciousness. Both will lead to the same state. So contemplation or nididhyasana is meant to drop jiva bhav and realize the absolute. That state which I realize through the absolute is called meditation. Before contemplation, I do whatever I do practice of is single pointedness, that is called upasana, or you can say that is called dharana, concentration. So in Yoga Shastra also they have dharana, dhyan, samadhi. Dharana means concentration. Dhyan means nididhyasana. samadhi is realize the absolute. And hence, this difference must be very clear to us. In the world, people may use it colloquially, that is a different matter. We don't need to go around changing everybody's thought process. But in our mind, we should be clear that what I am doing will lead me to what? Focusing on the breath will not lead to realization of the self. It will bring peace of mind, it will bring concentration of the mind. You know, trying to do mantra japa will bring concentration of the mind, single pointedness, and when the mind is steady in that single pointedness, if I use the same mantra to contemplate, then I realize the self. So nididhyasana is the process to realize the absolute. To prepare for nididhyasana, concentration techniques, quite a few are given. And so this much must be very, very clear to us. Now in 38th verse, this process of contemplation is described. See 38, 39, 40, a few verses like this which will come. They describe contemplation. They don't describe upasana. They don't give techniques of concentration in this, because that's a separate science altogether, and many of those things are already done by the seeker who comes to Vedanta. If one has not come to Vedanta after doing those, then one needs to practice simultaneously. As one is studying Vedanta, one should also do Gayatri Mantra Japa or any Ishta Mantra Japa, or focus on the breath, learn to observe, do one thing at a time, be fully focused in that. So one has to develop that concentration, because only a mind which is having good concentration, ekagrata or dharana, that mind can steadily contemplate. What was said in 37th verse, no, evam nirantar abhyasta. For a long time one has to practice that I am not this jiva, I am Brahman. That steadiness can come only after concentration has been developed. If the mind is very restless, I can not even sit for 10-15 minutes and the mind wanders and the body becomes restless, then for me it is better not to think about Brahman. For me it is better to use something else which is a support system where my heart is involved. So devotion is required there. So in concentration, many people think of concentration only as a technique. So they say, Swamiji, tell some method of concentration. How can I improve my concentration? How can I improve? I mean, concentration techniques are there. There's no doubt. Stare at the tip of a candle, do japa, focus on the breathing, see a dot on the wall, don't allow any other thoughts to come. Hundreds of concentration techniques can be given. But the point here is what? Concentration cannot be achieved only by a mechanical method. It is impossible. For however much time I may be able to concentrate, by sheer amount of willpower, after some time I will be exhausted. Why? Because concentration attained by mere willpower will be tiring. Which is why bhakti is very, very important. Only with bhakti can concentration become joyful and effortless. And that's why mantra japa is a very powerful sadhana. It's a simple sadhana to do. Suppose one says Om Namah Shivaya or Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya or a Gayatri mantra. It is not to be chanted mechanically. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. That will only develop a little concentration, and after some time mind will start wandering. One has to invoke a lot of devotion in the heart for the Lord. Have the bhavana that I love the Lord. I surrender to the Lord. I am nobody. The Lord is the karta bhukta. Invoke how we think about people whom we love. What we feel, something in the heart. Devotee feels that. And that's why this upasana comes before nididhyasana. Because if upasana is done with bhav, upasana is bhav pradhan. It is not it is not dominated by willpower. It is dominated by bhav. It is dominated by feeling. So I must choose a symbol which invokes bhav in me. and practice that for a long time, then I will become ready to do nididhyasana for a long time. The mind should relax in that, enjoy in that. That suppose one is doing Om Namah Shivaya Japa for 108 times. One is so absorbed in it and one feels so nice that 108 just gets over. One is not saying, Arey, ab kab khatam hone wala hai. That kind of boredom is not there. So such a mind which has invoked devotion, which has purified itself well through service and selfless attitude, that mind is now ready for contemplation. So now see 38th verse where the process of contemplation is described. Vivikta desha asino virago vijitendriyaha bhavayed ekamatmanam tamanantamananyadhihi. So he says Vivikta desha asina. Sit in a solitary place. Why should I sit in solitary place? Because many times when, see, group meditation has its own power. There is no doubt one can do it. But many times it also happens that when we sit in a group, we become more conscious. We start wondering, who is looking at us. And maybe if I go to sleep, people will make fun of me. Our mind becomes more self-conscious. And the objective is to go beyond self-consciousness. So, sit in solitude. And also sometimes it happens that people at home and others start becoming insecure. Okay, oh God, this guy is meditating now. I don't know. I think ye haath se gaya. Now this person is not going to be caring anymore. This person is not going to be responding. And we're going to be very detached and aloof. We'll become indifferent. People have all kinds of thoughts. And person who is meditating also sometimes has insecurity. So they say, Swamiji, I'm not meditating. I said, why? Suppose if I realize, then what will happen to my family? Realization is not some kind of a horrible thing that you will become detached from the family and you won't care for them. None of that will happen. You will become more loving only. So anyway, so sit quietly alone where all these thoughts are not going to come. I can focus on withdrawing my attention from the things around and from the body, mind, intellect. So Vivikta Desha. Sit in a solitary place. Asina, very important instruction. Sit. Because nowadays people are hard pressed for time. So they say, Swamiji, I am doing mantra japa while doing my morning walk. Is it okay? You can do mantra japa while doing morning walk. There is no problem. But don't think that that is enough. The mind has to be trained to sit and withdraw from the things outside, from the senses. Then ultimately transcend thought also. While walking, my attention is extrovert around the people, on my body, and then the things are happening. So there is no comparison. You can do chanting while walking, but don't think that is a substitute for sitting quietly and withdrawing the attention. That training is important. So asina, vivikta desha asina, sit in a quiet place, solitary place. If possible, maintain the same place, because the place has certain suggestiveness, and also vibrations get localized. So when one sits, one should sit. You can sit on the floor also, you can sit on a chair also, or on any sofa, anything. But one thing one should ensure is keep a asana below the feet. Because meditation generates energy. That energy should not get drained into the earth. It can do a lot of healing into the body. It can give a lot of strength to the mind also. So that energy is powerful. So prevent it. So just a simple asana, any asana that we get normally, or a thick blanket is enough. Sit quietly on that. Vivikta desha asina. Now what happens is people give a lot of importance to the externality. It has a certain relevance, there is no doubt. But people are very conscious about that. So meditation clothes, meditation mat, meditation light, meditation fragrance, meditation picture, meditation, prasad. So many things one is focusing on, which you can do, get it. But after that, what? More important is the preparation here. So two words are given here. Virago vijitendriyaha. There should be dispassion in the buddhi and control on the senses. That is a very important preparation. If my senses are constantly craving, there are some people who cannot close their eyes and sit. 10 minutes they close the eyes, they start feeling claustrophobic or they start feeling restless because the eye has to see something. There's a restlessness to see something out there or to hear something or one wants to eat something. Constantly the senses are turbulent. If senses are not mastered, what is the meaning of mastery of the senses? We have seen this earlier. It is like the tortoise who can engage the senses when required and withdraw when required. Now, when I am in a state of withdrawal, my senses should not trouble me. 20 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour maximum one is going to meditate. That much if I cannot control my senses, then contemplation is impossible. One should just forget it. So I should be able to sit still at the body level and the senses must be in control. Now senses don't mean only this: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, smell, skin. These are the external organs which definitely must be in control. But senses also mean the internal capabilities: seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching. So the restlessness to see something, hear something, taste something, touch something, feel something should not be there. If at all it is there, then open the eyes and engage in the form of the Lord. And that's why in the beginning, puja is a very, very beautiful, powerful method to train the senses. See, we reject all this. Actually, spirituality is a science. But many people reject all this, saying, no, ये सब ritual hai, puja path hai, I am not a puja variety. If one is not wanting to do puja, that is no problem. It is your choice. But how to train the senses, to divinize the senses? So puja is a very beautiful way whereby my senses are not in a withdrawn condition, because that I may find it difficult. But senses are in an engaged condition. So I am seeing the form, I am chanting the mantras, I am taking flowers and offering, I am hearing the sound of the mantras, I am ringing the bell. So all my senses are engaged and I am connecting them all to the divine. So I am training the mind to focus on the Supreme Lord. And when I do it with bhakti, a lot of bhavana also that develops. Because that murti is not Bhagwan, is not a murti, it is Bhagwan. It is the Lord who is there, whether it is murti or a form or any other support system, symbol. The bhavana is important. One will become single pointed. Devotion will arise, senses get trained. So if you read Upadesh Sar, Ramana Maharshi gives these 3 practices in the ascending order. That first is puja. Because puja engages body, mind, speech, intellect, everything. Subtler than puja is japa. Pujanam japa chintanam kramat. That's the line he says. Subtler than puja is japa. Where I am not engaging in more actions, I am just seeing the form, closing the eyes, chanting the mantra, visualizing the Lord and chant the mantra. Even in japa, it is loud japa first, loud chanting, then slow chanting, then soft chanting, then mental chanting. Then one comes to contemplation. Because through the puja, I have trained my senses well. Through the japa, I have trained my mind well. Now, this person is ready to do chintanam or contemplation. So we should never underestimate these 2 practices, puja and japa. For a Vedantic student, they are very, very powerful preparations. So this is called vijitendriyaha. When the senses are being trained that they are not restless, and there is vairagya in the buddhi, viragaha. Meaning the buddhi has risen above sense cravings, like how we have risen above childhood toys. There is no craving in the mind for childhood toys right now. We have played with it enough, we have reasoned about it, no craving. Even if we play with a child for some time to entertain the child, we don't develop any craving, I'm getting so attracted to the childhood toys. I need to play with it. It will not tempt us. We have reasoned about it. In that way, Vairagya is a qualification, that is a prerequisite. Vairagya does not mean going away from the family. It means to neutralize my likes and dislikes. No strong likes, no strong dislikes. That state is called Vairagya. So that the mind does not run out. The firm conviction that there is no happiness out there, true happiness that I seek is only in the self. That firm determination born out of Vivek, discrimination, that is called Vairagya. That Vairagya is the foundation to contemplate. Why? Because Vairagya will make the contemplation steady. So now you see these two, Bhakti and Vairagya, are so powerful to ensure my contemplation is steady. So many meditation courses, you go and check it out. First of all, it will be a concentration course. Where is Vairagya and where is Bhakti taught in any of these? How will the concentration increase? How will the mind become steady? In absence of devotion or love, whatever you want to call it, in the absence of love and love, devotion, and Vairagya, dispassion, it is impossible to contemplate steadily. So Atmabodha is telling us very clearly that these two are very necessary. So sit in a quiet place, sit erect, sit on an asana, close the eyes, withdraw from all the things around, have the bhava of bhakti in the heart and Vairagya in the heart, so that there is no extrovertedness of the mind. Now what to do after that? Bhavayet ekam atmanam. With such a single pointed mind, now bhavayet, contemplate. Bhavayet here means contemplate. On what? Ekam atmanam. On one supreme self, that my nature is Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. And who is that Atma? Anantam. He is infinite self. Tam anantam ananyadhihi. With this clear knowledge that there is one Atma and that is me. Ananyadhi means the intellect is no more wandering. So this one verse gives the entire secret of contemplation. Vijitendriya is control on the senses. That is at the sensory level. Viraga is at the intellectual level and Ananyadhi is at the intellectual level. Bhavayet at the mind level. And body, Vivikta Asina, is sitting in a solitary place. So body, senses, mind, intellect, all must get aligned well. And I contemplate with that aligned personality that I am not this BMI, I am that pure consciousness. Ekam Atmanam Anantam. That Atma which is one, which is Atma literally means I. The word Atma means Aham, I. The true I is what? Not this small I, Mr. So and so. The true I is Anantam. It is infinite. So this is the process that one has to apply. So now today we are going to do this process for the next 20 minutes here. I will guide you. As I give the instructions, you can follow there. And we will be chanting, to make the mind single pointed, we will be chanting Om. And you can follow there. You can do loud chanting also. And after we finish Om chanting, when the mind is relatively quiet, then we will contemplate on the self, negate who I am not and assert who am I. That is the process of Nididhyasan. So today that is what we will do, the Nididhyasan step we will do today. So I am going to ensure that none of you can unmute, because then the sound will disturb the others. After the meditation session is over, then again you can whenever we have interaction, that time you can unmute. Right. So wherever you are, please sit erect. The head, the neck, and the spine in a straight line. Close your eyes gently. Have a gentle smile on your face. A smile relaxes the whole face, brings about relaxation in the body also. Feel happy. Feel that you are attempting something which is the highest, which is one of the noblest. And let that feeling of happiness reflect on your face through a gentle smile. Relax your shoulders. If there's any stiffness or if you are holding them tight, just relax. Let your hands be in your lap, one above the other, palms facing the sky. Come to a comfortable posture without any strain in any part of the body. Invoke gratitude in your heart. Thank the Lord for all the blessings as well as the challenges that the Lord has given in our life. Genuinely thank the Lord that it is because of these blessings and challenges that we are growing in life. We have a healthy body. Financially, we are secure. There are people who love us. We have achieved many things in life. All this is the glory of the Lord. So be grateful to the Lord for this wonderful opportunity of this life. Let go of any hesitation, doubt, fear. Just let the heart have devotion and gratitude. This is the first step, preparation and posture. Second step is auto-suggestion. You have to tell your mind with all your willpower, for the next 20 minutes, I am steady and still without any movement. Visualize that you are steady and still, and you tell your mind in this sentence, I am steady and still without any movement. Except breathing, no other movement of the body. A still body is very important for a still mind. Second auto suggestion, tell yourself, for the next 20 minutes, I am alert, awake, and quiet. I am alert, awake, and quiet. Generally, our mind goes to sleep when we become quiet. So suggest to the mind that I am alert, awake, and quiet. Third auto suggestion, for the next 20 minutes, I am a seeker alone. All the other roles can wait. For the next 20 minutes, I am a seeker alone. All the other roles can wait. Third step, relax the body. So be aware of the whole body from the head to the toes. And as I say inhale, you can take a slow, steady and deep breath. As I say relax, you can exhale slowly and let go of any stress or strain. When you take a deep breath, feel that your whole body is flooded with energy and light. And when I say relax, let go of any stress or strain as you exhale. Exhale all the air. Inhale. Relax. Inhale. Relax. Inhale. Relax. Inhale. Relax. Inhale. Relax. Continue to breathe slow, steady, and deep at your own pace. Slower the breath, deeper the relaxation. Let your attention be only on the breath. Slow, steady and deep inhalation and exhalation. In the space between the two eyebrows, where we generally apply the tilak, in the space between the two eyebrows or in your heart, visualize a circle of blue light as clearly as you can. Visualize a circle of blue light and invoke the auspicious form of Om. Om is the universal symbol of the Absolute Truth, the Supreme Lord. And have the bhav that you are in front of the Lord who has manifested as Omkar. You are sitting with folded hands in front of the Lord who is Omkar. If you feel that is difficult, then just visualize the light, that you are sitting in front of the Lord whose nature is brilliance and effulgence. That Lord who has blessed us with everything, that Lord because of whom we can perceive, feel and think. That Lord who pervades the whole universe, who is infinite. I am in front of that Lord. We will invoke the grace of the Lord by chanting Om. We will take a deep breath and then chant Om as we exhale. Once again, we take a deep breath and chant Om as we exhale. This we will do for 11 times. Take a deep breath. Continue to chant mentally for some time. What we have done so far is called concentration. We have quietened our senses, the body, the breath, the mind. We have aligned all of these, withdrawing the attention. Now with the intellect, we contemplate on the pure consciousness. With a quiet mind and intellect, we slowly repeat a verse which negates who I am not and asserts who I am. As we chant the verse, lift the mind to the state that it indicates. I will chant every line twice, so once you can listen to me and repeat after me the second time. Nirguno nishkriyo nityo निर्गुणो निष्क्रियो नित्यो निर्विकल्पो निरञ्जनः निर्विकल्पो निरञ्जनः निर्विकारो निराकारो निर्विकारो निराकारो नित्यमुक्तोऽस्मि निर्मलः नित्यमुक्तोऽस्मि निर्मलः Nirguno, I am beyond all the gunas. Gunas belong to the mind. I am pure consciousness. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas cannot bind me. I am pure consciousness beyond the three gunas. Nishkriyo. Actions happen through the body or the mind. I am beyond all actions. I am the one who empowers the mind and the body to act. That pure consciousness I am, untouched by any actions. No karma bandhan can bind me. I am ever free. I am not a karta. I am not a bhokta. I am the sakshi. Nityo. I am eternal. I am neither born nor do I die. The immortal existence, consciousness, and bliss am I. Body is perishable, but I am the imperishable truth. Nirvikalpo. I am beyond all thoughts. No thoughts can ever persecute me. If thoughts come, I illumine the thoughts. When there are no thoughts, also I am. Without me, thoughts cannot exist. But I exist without thoughts. Niranjanaha. I am taintless, pure awareness, like the screen remains unaffected by the entire movie. There is no taint of ignorance or vasanas in me. These belong to the causal body. I am the Atma, beyond ignorance and vasanas. Nirvikaro. 6 vikars belong to the mind. I am beyond the 6 vikars. Selfishness, anger, greed, delusion, pride, jealousy. I am beyond these 6. They come and go in the mind. I remain untouched by them. Nirakara. I do not have any form. Formless, all-pervasive, infinite consciousness am I. Nityamuktosmi nirmalaha. Ever free I am. Nothing can bind me. And I am beyond all impurities. The purest consciousness is my true nature. Once again, we will chant this verse. As we contemplate in this way, with a quiet mind, our false identification drops away. And we wake up to realize our true self. So as you hear the words, lift the mind to the state of consciousness. Or you transcend the mind and know that you are consciousness. Nirguno, nishkriyo, nityo. Nirvikalpo, niranjanaha. Nirvikaro, nirakaro, nityamuktosmi, nirmalaha. Nityamuktosmi nirmalaha. Thank the Lord for a session of contemplation. Feel that the grace of the Lord pervades your entire being. In the form of light and warmth of His love. So feel that inside and outside you, you are surrounded by the light of the Lord, the love of the Lord. Be aware of your breath. Be aware of your body. Be aware of the happenings around you. We pray for the well-being of everyone. Feel that you are sending out peace and love to the whole world. Your heart is like a transmitter, and from there you are sending out peace and love to the whole world. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhak Bhave. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Gently rub your palms. Place them on the face and open your eyes.